intensified over time. It wasn't random cruelty, it was an attempt to engineer failure. They threw obstacles in your path, created conflicts, whispered lies, and manipulated situations, all hoping that eventually you would break. The deeper you held your ground, the more aggressive, persistent, and vindictive their attacks became. Their inability to accept your stability and truth exposed their own weakness and dependence on others' compromise. What makes this so revealing is that their punishment says far more about them than it does about you. They measure their power by the ability to force others into compliance. When compliance fails, their control becomes fragile, and they react violently to the disruption. The attacks were never about what you did wrong because you did nothing wrong. They were about your refusal to validate their expectation that innocence can be crushed. By surviving and standing firm, you became the anomaly they couldn't dominate. And that is precisely why their actions were so extreme. Punishment in this case was a mirror reflecting the truth. They feared the strength they assumed you didn't have, and your resilience dismantled every lie they built around their cruelty. Number 5. People are furious now because the evidence doesn't lie anymore. The most powerful shift in this story isn't happening because people suddenly discovered morality. It's happening because the facts are undeniable. For years, what you endured could be brushed off, minimized, or dismissed. People could claim ignorance, misinterpret events, or tell themselves stories to justify their inaction. But the truth has a way of surfacing, and once it does, it leaves no room for excuses. Every lie, every manipulation, every attempt to cover tracks is now exposed in a light so stark that people can't look away. What fuels the anger is the clarity. Evidence doesn't care about opinions, feelings, or biases. It simply exists. And when people are confronted with undeniable proof that an innocent person was targeted, harmed, and ignored, the reaction is raw and unfiltered. The fury isn't about taking sides or being dramatic. It's about recognizing a moral failure so blatant that pretending it didn't happen becomes impossible. Facts have a way of cutting through all the noise, and right now, the noise has been silenced. This fury also exposes a larger truth. The cruelty wasn't subtle. It wasn't hidden in ambiguity or shrouded in misunderstanding. It was systematic, observable, and persistent. That's why, when people see the evidence now, it feels